Hey guys, this is Sparkle Soldier here, and this is my new What If. Thank you for voting, and I am surprised that most choose Akaza, but sort of not at the same time. I thought some would choose Nezuko, but it was clear who wanted this What If. The voters chose this one, and Nezuko was a second runner-up, but let's get down to this What If. What if Deku was descendant of Akaza? Ichato Ignai, which means life and redemption. Hope you liked this video. The year was 1712, the year of Japan, before the Toshio era. There was a kid that goes by Koji Soyoma. He was about 11, and his father was ill. Koji pickpocketed people. He was caught many times. To try to stop him, the magistrate covered him in tattoos to signify that he was a thief, to stop him. And he also called him the Demon Child. When Koji got back to his neighbor, told him that his father heard that he was dishonorable, trying to get the medicine by stealing it. He left a letter to Hakuji telling him that he hanged himself, and he wanted Hakuji to have a full life, and he didn't want a dishonorable mean of getting the cure. Being marked with criminal tattoos, no home to go to, and banished from Edo, Hakuji goes to his father's grave and hugs his cemetery stone and says, "This world has done so cruel things to me. Why does it tell me to fuck off?" Enraged of the loss of his father and society that couldn't help his father with his illness, and he picks fights with people, and then Hakuji picked a fight with 7 grown men, and he says, "Bring it on, you bastards! I am so pissed off now. I'll beat the shit out of you. I'll kick the crap. I'll make you dead so quick." Then one of the 7 men said, "What are you saying, you arrogant brat? I shall kill you where you stand." Just as when the man was going to finish his speech, Haruyuki goes and takes down the man with one blow of his punch and swiftly take down the other. One nearly used his sword on him, but too late, and Hakuji kicks the man's sword out of his hand and beats all of them brutally and nearly killing them. But a certain person comes by, softly but confidently, speaking very cheerfully, saying, "Can you stop beating on them? They're nearly dead." Higakari stops his assault and looks at him, and the man says, "Greetings, my name's Keizo. I work at the dojo, and I saw how you move. It's pretty impressive." Haruyuki looks at Keizo and gets pissed off and sees him smiling for no reason. And Hyoka, "I'll make his smirk go away with just my fist in his face." Hyoka goes towards Keizo, gets into a stance and raises, and Hyoka gets knocked out by Keizo with few punches. Keizo carries Hyoka from the ground and to the dojo that he waits until he fully recovered, and Hyoka looks at Kyoza and says,
That hurts a lot. Tell me, what martial art did you know? I haven't seen it. And Kyoza tells him that his dojo studies on Shoya Karate, and he also asks, you're far talented and extremely good fighter. You're no good use if you don't even know how to take on a being that fights like that. And Hiyoka says, huh? What do you mean by that? And Kyoza says, I want you to train with me, be my student, and I'll help my daughter out with a cold that she fell drowned in the hot, cold, freezing water. Kyoza takes Hakio to Kyokyo's store and tells him to take care of her, and Kyoko's door opens and shows Kyoko in her. Kyoka takes care of Kyoka every day and doing simple tasks by giving her some ways to get rid of the cold and taking her piggyback rides, showing her, going her places. And Kyoka, she always wants to see the fireworks. Then the day has that Kyozo got interfered by the Kentetsu dojo people by getting talked and wanting to be picked into a fight. And Hisoka and Kyozo take down them and with ease, but one of the dojo members was going to strike down Hyoka, but Hyoka blocks and shattering the blade's curve. The man was and they never try to interfere again. Then 7 years have passed. Hyoka turned 18 and Kyoza asks Hyoka, and he follows Kyoza and sees Hyoka in a wedding dress, and Kyoza asks Hyoka to be Kyoka's bride, and Hyoka surprised and bows down, saying yes in silent. And Kyoka says, are you sure about this? And worrying about Hyoka, Hyoka says, it's no problem, and smiling and hugging each other. Then a Kentetsu group rival dojo, the person who wanted to was seeing Hyoka, and he asked some below pissed off Kentetsu's sword users to ruffle him up, but they were taken down by Hyoka. But there was another plan. When Hyoka was praying to his father, telling him that he's getting married, the rival Kentetsu group poisoned the water and killing both Hyoka and his master, Kyoza. And when Hyoka comes back, a student tells him that they died and the water was poisoned by the rival Kentetsu group. And Hyoka comes back and sees his master and his bride dead. And Hyoka cries, saying, damn you, you'll pay for this! You pay for this! You bastards! And Hyoka goes to the Kentetsu group dojo, their rival, kills the whole dojo, a massacre, making the Oni blush, and blood was covered all over his face and hands, until he goes back and sees a man. The man says, I was hoping, I heard it was a Oni that killed a group of Kentetsu dojo, but it was a mere human. I am distant and non-press. And Yoga was going to kill the man. And the man puts his fingers and hand through Hyoga's brain and says, "Would you want to become Oni?" And Hyoga says, "I don't care anymore, but I don't want to." And the man says, "Well, you'll change your past, your human life. I'm Muzan, and I change your life now." And Hyoka turns into Akaza. Then a little rip sound comes off. A different voice comes and says, "No, no, 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 no.
I didn't mean to rip the page. Damn it! I wanted to know my great uncle and why he became a Oni, and why did he kill himself? And the year 2050, this world contains about 80% quirk users and 20% non-quirk users.
We have people who face the darkness. We call them heroes, and the other being villains. I'm Sukumadori, the descendant of Akaza, or Hakuryu Soyoma, and I'm a quirk and cry prodigy. But now I'm getting in trouble, and I need to fix my ancestors' book. Then we hear a door trying to open, and a familiar voice. And Zuku says, "Oh." And she says, "Zuku, why are you locking the door? And why are you freaking out?" And Zuku says, Nothing. I'm just reading a comic that was rare, and I teared it." And Zuku's mom said, "That's a lie." And Zuku says, "Oh crap." And Inko busts down the door. "You know I have to pay for that, but what do you have?" And Zuku then says, "Oh, this is..." Then Inko looks at it. "You ripped our ancestors' book? Sorry about that." And Inko sighs and says, "It's fine. I can actually fix it." "Huh? Really?" And Inko says, "My quirk only fixes small things, but I can work around with big, medium things." And Zuko says, "Oh, really?" And Inko says, "I can fix it, but for your punishment, you're going to do 20 push-ups with a person on your back." And Zuko says, "Oh man." And Inko, our quirk, repair. She can repair things small and medium, but has a limit to it. Sukumadora does his push-ups with somebody on top of him. 19 and 20! Jeez. At least the punishment wasn't 100 with that weight on my back. And Zuku explains more. I mean, I was trying to find why our family do our Shoya karate every generation. I guess it's supposed to be. We respect him, and he's one of the only few family members that was trying to not succumb to the Oni. And Suku trains a bit doing his karate and was thinking of ways to modify his art. And Suku says, "Read my quirk." No, I haven't seen much of his quirk being used, but this is such a headache. And Zuko then walks and goes into his room. Inko says, "Don't push yourself, Zuko. I know you can be thinking so much, but our ancestors don't always push yourselves. But you have to keep in mind that you need to take some deep breath and think it through. And Zuko says, well, I guess I gotta get some inner peace. Zuko then meditates, trying to calm himself down, trying to figure out what to do. Then we have somebody knocking on the door, and Inko says, yes, this is Midoriya reference. And Inko sees a girl with orange hair and green eyes. And Inko says, oh, hi there. Your name? The girl says, my name is Isuka Kendo. I'm here to challenge Suki. And Inko says, that's not a good idea. Why? He might beat me up or something? Kendo, concerned or surprised on that answer. And Inko says, no, it's not that. And Inko says, Suku, come down here. A person challenged you. And Suku says, really? What sorry sap wants to fight me? And Suku goes down and sees a Itsuka Kendo. And Suku says, are you sure she wants to fight? Maybe it was a boy that told her that he wants to fight me? And Inko says, Suku, I'm not dodging the bullet. And Suku says, right. And Kendo says, what? Did I do something first? And Suku says, no. It's not you. It's just, never mind. And Suku and Kendo get into the dojo and put on their gear. And Inko bees referee and says, alright, you two, these are rules, okay? And rules are the person can get the most damage or hits in wins. And Inko says, Hajime! And Kendo goes and tries to take down and hit Suku, but Suku dodges the attacks and trying to not even scratch her. And Kendo says, why is he dodging? He's not hitting me back. Is he taking me lightly? And Suku says, this is just getting very problematic. And Suku touched her, but not hit. And Inko says, 1 point for Suku. Kendo thinks, this is really irritating. And Suki says, I'm sorry I'm making you look bad, but this is more of a challenge to me than it's a challenge to you. Kendo says, what do you mean by that? And Suki touched her again, not even attacking or hurting. And Kendo says, fine, you win. And Zuko then says, man, going to be lots of problem with that. And Inko says, I think you need to tell her about that. And Zuko says, yeah. And Kendo storms off. Zuko follows her and tries to tell her. But when he does that, you've been ganged up in the alley by some gang singing. The gang member saying, been a while coming, you bastard. It's good to see this dojo running for a bit until you're taken down by us. And Zuki says, sorry, who are you? I'm just looking for somebody. And the gang smirks. Oh, you're looking for her? And Zuki sees her being trying to budge by the gang member who is holding her hostage. And Suku says, that's a bad idea. And gang member says, oh, what are you gonna do about it, you little punk brat? And Zuku says, I'm gonna count to 3. You let her go. Count away. 1, 2, 3. You're not doing it. 2.5, 2.5 and the gang members smirk, circling around him. I warned you. Hits the ground, making a shockwave. The gang says, "Get him!" All of them use their quirk on him. Bullets, version, and a scythe. But when the bullets were going towards Zuko dodged, and the scythe user says, "Try taking this, you dumbass!" And Zuko puts his hand and blocking the metal scythe, and the scythe shatters, and the quirk user screams out, "Ah! Fuck!" And Zuko then also equalifies it with a karate style of a roundhouse. You don't know me at all, do you? I'm used to fighting punks like you. And the gang member says, "Oh yeah, eat this! Fire! Scorch!" And using his fire to scorch him, Zuko then puts a stance of his position and uses Death Seed, air construction, and hitting the air and pushing back, knocking out the gang leader. Now, are we done? I do not want to. You don't want me to get pissed off. And Zuko says with a glare of anger, and the gang members let go of Kendo and retreat. And Kendo says, "Why did you?" And Zuko says, "I have to explain something. The reason why I didn't hit, it's one of my rules. I'm sort of similar to my own great uncle." And Kendo says, "But you could have just broken those." And Zuko says, "When I do that, the less human I can be. But what is your quirk?" Kendo questions Zuko, asking that, and Zuko says, "My quirk? Oh, it's similar to my uncle. The quirk is called seismic shockwaves. I can hit with a shockwave of blows with everything like the ground to the air." And Kendo says, "That's amazing. Yeah, I truly am called the reincarnation of Akaza, or Hakiro Soyama." And Zuko goes back to the dojo, to his home, and Inko says, "How was it? Did you tell her?" And Zuko says, with a smile, "Yeah, I did. I think I made a new friend." And Inko smiles and says, "Good." And that's where I'm ending this video. I hope you like this video, and I hope you subscribe. See you next time. Blessings.